Hey everybody, I'm Jack Reed with Future Pastimes, and it's October 2023, and it's time for the Cosmic Encounter Alien of the Month, and that alien is Ghoul. Now, Ghoul is a red alert alien that came in the first expansion, Cosmic Incursion, but it was actually first published in this issue of Space Gamer, along with a number of Cosmic Encounter variants and other aliens and effects from Jeffrey Field. And when it came time to start putting together the first expansion for the Fantasy Flight edition, Kelvin Wilson asked me for some suggestions, and I always felt that Ghoul was one of the best aliens from that article from Jeffrey Field, and I knew that the reward deck was going to be the big variant in the first expansion, and Ghoul is an alien that is rewarded for defeating ships, so it seemed apropos to include it in there. And the big reason that this is a red alert alien is this is not a complicated alien to figure out. It's very easy. A brand new player can play Ghoul and probably do pretty well. But the reason that it's red alert, I think, is in large part because of the reward deck, which you don't necessarily have to include, but pretty much everybody who has the reward deck has included it in basically all of their games. So it can have a pretty big impact on things. So let's talk about what its effects are, and then we'll talk a little bit about why it might be red alert and some other interesting facets of the alien. So Ghoul has the power to feast. As a main player, after you win an encounter, use this power, mandatory. For each opposing ship sent to the warp as a result of the encounter, you receive one defender reward. Either retrieve one of your ships from the warp or draw one from the deck. Now, and that's it. That's the effect. So very straightforward. But it was clarified that indeed Ghoul does get to draw from the reward deck if the reward deck is in play. Now, what's interesting about this is one of the few aliens that, because it's one of the earlier ones that mentions rewards, it does specify defender rewards. And in my TTS and now in my physical set, I've actually broken up my reward deck. There are actually three types of cards. Now, there's the normal reward deck cards that have the sort of indigo colored back. Of course, there's the Ultra rewards, which are from Cosmic Odyssey. Those have a red back, but I've added what I call Defender rewards, which have a purple back. And the only way you can get Defender rewards is either by being a defensive ally and winning the encounter, or any effect that specifies defender rewards and not just rewards. So this is one that could access those purple cards, but that's not an official thing. So that's just in my set. So it's just rewards normally. But that can be very powerful. This is an alien that can easily snowball. So if you get a win, even on the defense, and you send a lot of ships on the other side to the warp, that's a lot of rewards, which is going to, theoretically, but almost certainly true, make it easier for you to win again as main player going forward. And each time you win, you're getting more rewards. So if a lot of people are ganging up on you, you are incentivized to play your highest card. And if you've got the 40, for example, play it on defense. You're not getting a colony, but you're getting a lot of goodies. And depending on which reward decks are in play, you might be getting some really powerful effects, especially if there's a lot of ships. And that means as the offense, you are incentivized to target the defensive player on a colony where they have a lot of ships, and hope to see a few allies join as well if you can definitely beat them, because the more destruction you cause as Ghoul, the more reward you're going to get out of it. So this is a great alien. Now, it is an alien that if the game is not going well for it, it has no power. So it can cut both ways, but very effective. Now, I remember I was playing in a game in Colorado with Chris, who has been a playtester on a couple of expansions and a frequent home brewer, and some of his friends. We played several games of Cosmic, and the last couple, they let me pick whatever alien I wanted to play. And one of the games I picked Loser because I was like, well, that's, the highest rated alien. let's put it into play. And it was very effective. But one of the other games, I picked Ghoul and just dominated. It was a game that I think I won solo with Ghoul, and then with Loser, I won with one other player because I made a big deal out of the fact that I don't mind the joint wins. And one of the other players was like, I'll ally with you. So, yeah, we went for the joint win. And Loser, I had a handful of negotiates and not much else in that game. So I couldn't not lose. And so as a result, I won. But this one was more satisfying because it was earned. I won as the defense very early in the game. I got some really good rewards. I believe I picked up some kickers. And when my turn came around, I won those 2 encounters. And I think the players were ganging up on me. And that was why I won solo. It was because nobody was allying with me. They were all allying against me. But I just kept getting really good cards. And I would do a mix. I would get some cards from the regular deck because I was looking to get some high attack cards or some flares, which I did. But it was like at least a 6-player game. So I was picking up a lot of rewards at just about every encounter where I was the main player. So that certainly has contributed to how much I love Ghoul, is just having a really positive experience with it. But every time I've played Ghoul, I've had a very positive experience because it is a very powerful alien, a potential to be very powerful, but that has proven to be true for me. So I love it. I was really happy when Kevin was like, yeah, that looks like a good fit for Cosmic Incursion. So it went in there. I always enjoyed this art. I think this is Ryan Barger, but it looks good. It's creepy and weird and alien-esque. So I can see a ghoul. I can see a ghoul here, but it's not super obvious. So I think this is a great example of art that captures the essence of what the alien is, but it still feels like an alien. This is less on the whimsical side, which is fine. I like some of the little more hardcore, serious takes on the alien art. So probably could have been a yellow alert, if we're being honest. It's one of those where the idea is that you should really have a good understanding of the capabilities, understanding what you're going to be able to get out of those rewards. But it's probably not necessarily that it was a red alert. Yellow is probably adequate. In fact, if it had been a green alert, I don't know that a lot of people would have been up in arms about why is this green alert? Because it's very pithy, very easy to understand. It's not that hard to figure out, okay, if this alien wins a lot of encounters, they're going to get a lot of goodies out of that. But having an understanding of the reward deck itself is definitely yellow alert territory. I think that the reward deck is definitely yellow alert. If you were to give an alert level to different variants, it's at least yellow. I think when you combine all 3 official reward decks together, it's becoming a red alert, especially with things like Intimidates, the kickers, the safeguards in there as well. Some of the artifacts maybe push it into red. So yeah, if there was an orange alert, that's kind of where the reward deck might end up. But there you have it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think of Ghoul? Do you like it as much as I do? Do you think, whatever? I mean, it's part of, it's a very straightforward. It's not a very sexy, unique ability. It's pretty mundane as it goes, but it was really the first alien in the Fantasy Flight edition that basically did that. So that's why I think it deserves to be elevated. And if you've got some great anecdotes, by all means, share those as well, playing as Ghoul or against Ghoul, and how that worked out for you. That's it for this one, everybody. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.